Good afternoon, futures traders. Today is Wednesday, August 13th. The time's 2:40. We're going to trade the power hour today so you can get a feel for what the Praedox can do for you during power hour. Software is currently engaged and we'll wait for a trade. We didn't get a lot of trades today, as you can see here. We had an aggressive breakout at around 10 o'clock, and it's been downhill ever since. We had an aggressive volume trade here that did not really engage because it went back up. All right, now we're looking at 176 tick bar on a volume, so there will be no trade there because we do have large bar protection turned on as well as our chop filter. So what the large bar protection will do is if you could configure the size of a bar that you want to have a trade. So if I have mine set at 120 ticks right now, so any bar that is 120 ticks or less, if there's a signal that appears on that bar, it will take it. If it is greater than the 120 ticks, it will not. So normally this would take a breakout trade below this zone here, but because it's 176 ticks, it did not take it because it's set to 120. And as you can see, if we did take it and it did execute, would be retraced right now. So we're just going to wait. This may take a while because the market is kind of in a downturn and it really hasn't moved much, as you can see. So we do have chop filter turned on, so we may not get a good trade at this point, but we'll see. I will pause the video until we get into a trade, if we do. Okay, so you can see we had another rather large bar of 101 ticks. So we're getting some more volume here. But again, if this decides it wants to take a long, I will not trade it because we're going into a pretty good area of resistance here. So here's a good example on why this is also Praedox Trader's Assistant. If this trade doesn't make sense to go long and it breaks above the EMA, we're turning this off. There's no need to be playing this right here with all this resistance above you. Now, if we take the trade above here, wait for the break, that might be one thing. But right now, if there's a trade that's going to happen, we want to make sure we're either going to cancel it or wait until we get a breakout above here. So we're going to wait. And I just realized we were on the 2-minute chart earlier. Long day. So now I switched us back to the 1-minute chart. But again, same scenario here. We may get a breakout to the long side. Plenty of room now on the 1 minute. Plenty of room. So if we do get anything from here up, that's 72 ticks. So that's perfect for our 40 tick target. So we are engaged right now. And we are back on our 1-minute chart. So we will wait and see what happens here and see if we get this break to the upside. See if we retest our current open. As you can see, it's just hanging around the EMA right here. We may see some room to the upside here. See if we can get an aggressive break out of this. With some volume behind it would be awesome. Arena right now, so we're going to trade a few more contracts than normal. See how we can do in the Ninja Trader Arena, which is a competition. All right, so the chop filter kept me out of this trade, potential trade here, because we're pretty flat on the EMA side. So now that we're moving, I'll turn chop filter off. That will turn off when this bar finishes closing. So you'll see up here, there's the chop filter indicator. As soon as this bar finishes and prints, this will now be turned off. All right, so you see this turned off now, so that bar finished, and now we are not protected by the chop filter. So these are some of the features we've built into it for protection. Chop filter, large bar protection. Unfortunately, we may miss a long trade here, which is fine. It's not unfortunate. It's just how trading works. And the goal here is not to let it run all day. You want to make sure that you're green and done for the day. Just turn it off. You don't need to let this run. But just to give you an idea on how it looks different times of the day rather than just the open. So I will pause here until we get into some trade.
Praedox order submitted.
Okay, so we have an aggressive breakout here right now. You can see it places a limit order 3 ticks above the high of the signal bar. You can configure that to be whatever you want. I have it set to 3 ticks. If after 3 complete bars this trade doesn't execute, it will cancel this limit order.
Order submitted.
Okay, so here's what it did here. It, especially when you're in aggressive mode, it gets very aggressive on trading. It did not execute this limit order on the aggressive breakout. It did did print an aggressive breakout short, so it will place the limit order below this side. And again, we don't have the chop filter turned on, so normally you would have a chop filter when you're seeing this EMA stay flat. But for purposes of demonstration to see the features here, I have it off. But if we break above here and we stay here, we'll get an aggressive long potentially here. But about 15 seconds for that.
Order submitted.
All right, so we're switching out to the aggressive breakout. And this is why it's so important to watch with the chop filter, right? So again, we are now in an aggressive breakout position. We're not executed yet, but again, it'll place it 3 ticks above.
Order filled.
All right, we are now in the breakout trade. And again, you want to be smart and trade what you see. All right, this is a 40 tick target. With the bar sizes of 30, you may want to think about where you're putting it. So again, it's a trader's assistant. Again, we're in the arena. I normally don't trade this many contracts, but we are in the arena competition, so why not? All right, we are now in a break-even situation here. We hit our target, and it automatically moves our position to break even. Now the ATM will manage the trade, but since we're near the current open, we're going to just kind of trail this one bar behind. We'll do half a bar and then we'll trail this ourselves here. Be a little more aggressive. Again, you're at the current open, so we have some resistance here. So again, it's a trader's assistant. It'll look for the trades. It'll give you the setup. It's up to you to manage it. You're the trader. It's not the bot's job. We'll see if this kind of breaks through the high and retests it. Again, I'll trail this here. Okay, so $1,924. Again, we're in the arena. Normally not trading this many contracts, but you can see we came right off of this resistance. As the trader, it's your responsibility. All right. It found a good setup, put you in the order. You're the trader. Trade what you see. We saw we had resistance up here. We looked for the retest of the open. It did it. Now it's on its way back. So with that said, we're going to call it a day. I don't need to trade anymore. No need to get greedy. One and done. That's all it takes. Stay green. Power of quitting. Have a great day. We'll be back at it on Friday. As I said earlier, we're going to try to take a nice hike with the family. All right? Have a great night.